am Rachel Rodriguez, and I am here for your Wednesday night online donation flow, or whatever day or time you decide to do this flow. So if you want to get started, we are going to start in child's pose today. So if you want to just bring your knees nice and wide, if you prefer them together, that's okay too. But we're just going to bring our arms out nice and long, place our foreheads on the mat or the floor if you don't have a mat to use at home. And then we're going to work our hips down towards our heels. And that is where we are going to invite that nice, deep yoga breath. Remembering that yoga just means to yoke the breath. And so we breathe with our movement and with the Word of God. And so that's what makes this whole practice a moving meditation. So remembering that deep inhale through your nose, and then nice big exhale through your mouth. Like you're fogging up a mirror, just nice, soft sigh as you draw that belly button towards your spine. So you find a good rhythm here of your deep inhales and your deep exhales. And tonight, I just want to start with I'm going to open us up in prayer, and then I'll dive into our psalm for tonight. So, Heavenly Father, this is yours. This is what we give to you. This is what we have to offer. We don't have anything big or grand to offer, but we do have ourselves. We have our bodies and our time, and we pray that you would fill, wherever we are, Lord, fill those spaces with your Spirit and your presence. Help us to know you're there. Help us to feel you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So tonight's meditation is going to come from Psalm 46, and this is the Message version. And what I would like you to take from this, or to how to use this, is we do a meditation a lot called Lectio Divina. And that is just simply listening to the scriptures and then taking away from it. Maybe you have a word or a picture that comes to your mind as you're reading or as you're listening. But that's the idea. So as you focus in on that breath, listen to God's word. Psalm 46. God is a safe place to hide, ready to help when we need him. We stand fearless at the cliff edge of doom, courageous in sea storm and earthquake. Before the rush and roar of oceans, the tremors that shift mountains, Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. River fountains splash joy, cooling God's city. This sacred haunt of the Most High. God lives here. The streets are safe. God at your service from the crack of dawn. Godless nations rant and rave, kings and kingdoms threaten. But earth does anything he says. Earth does anything he says. Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. Attention all, see the marvels of God. He plants flowers and trees all over the earth, bans war from pole to pole, breaks all the weapons across his knee. Step out of the traffic. Take a long, loving look at me, your high God, above politics, above everything. Jacob wrestling God fights for us. God of angel armies protects us. Go ahead and Crawl those hands over to the right. Feeling that nice big side body stretch on that left side. Still trying to pin that left knee onto that left heel. And then go ahead and crawl your hands all the way over to the other side. Sticking in with that deep rhythm of breath and holding on to any of those words or phrases, any pictures that God has placed in your mind as we move. And then go ahead and bring those hands back to the center. We're going to come right into the tabletop, getting our wrists underneath our shoulders and knees underneath our hips. And then once you're there, we're going to take some cat-cows. So with that rhythm of breath, we're going to inhale, the belly drops, your tail turns up, bring your gaze up and your chest open. And then as you exhale, we're just going to round out. So complete opposite movement. We're rounding up towards the ceiling, tucking that tail. You can go ahead and tuck your chin towards your chest, opening up the backside of your neck. And then next breath in, go ahead and drop the belly again. Tip your tail up, open through the heart. And then find a couple of these just on your own, stretching wherever you need to. So if you're getting into that cat and you need to come into the right side and then the left side, you move however you need to. I love to be in community with you guys, but how cool is it that we get to move and do yoga with maybe nobody else watching, depending on what your home looks like in quarantine. And then you can come right back into tabletop. Just a little bit more spinal movement. So we did that lateral movement. Now let's just turn our nose toward our hip on the one side. And then we're going to turn it to the other side. So getting, again, nice and big on the one side and contracting that opposite side. And then coming back to the center. We're going to go ahead and sit back, crossing those ankles. We're going to send our right leg out nice and long. Turn your hips out towards that outstretched leg. And we're going to inhale our arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, just go ahead and fold over that leg. And then once you are there, wherever you're at, maybe you grab above your knee or below. Maybe you can grab your ankle. Maybe you're super fancy and you can reach your foot. We're just going to do small pulses. So as you inhale, you can just soften the knee. And then as you exhale, press the knee down. So just kind of getting a little bit further into the stretch, just nice and slowly. Just 2 more rounds of breath, really feeling the back of that leg open up and a nice big stretch on that left side hip. And then go ahead and exhale, come up nice and slow. We're going to send both legs out into the middle. Same thing, deep breath in, arms come up. Go ahead and exhale and fold forward. See if you can keep a nice straight back as you come down. So if you can't come down very far, that's totally okay. You grab your legs wherever you're at. I like to just because I will tend to pull up if I don't. You can tuck your chin down towards your chest and feel your neck opening up and maybe all of those spaces down your spine too. It's amazing how incredibly connected our bodies are. Two more rounds of breath. And then with your next exhale, you can slowly come up, and then we'll send the left leg out. So left leg comes out, hips towards that outstretched leg. Deep breath in, arms come up. Exhale, fold on over that outstretched leg. Same thing, inhale, soften the knee. Exhale, press it down into the floor. Just working on getting just even a teeny tiny bit further over that leg. Last big breath in. Then you can go ahead and exhale, come on up. We'll send them both back out again. And we'll fold over the staff one last time. Maybe you can tell how different this time feels after those 3 stretches that we did. If tipping your chin down towards your chest felt good, go ahead and take that. Then last big breath in, and then exhale nice and slowly coming back up. Let's come back into an all fours tabletop position, and then keeping your knees together this time, we're going to press it back into child's pose. So now feeling what that spine feels like as you use your thighs as a bolster to lay over them. Keeping up with that breath. God is a safe place to hide, ready to help when we need him. We stand fearless at the cliff edge of doom, courageous in sea storm and earthquake, before the rush and roar of oceans, the tremors that shift the mountains. We're going to come into our first down dog. So pressing those hands into the mat, we're going to curl our toes. And then after a nice deep inhale, we're going to draw our hips up towards the ceiling. And then once you get those hips set back, we're just going to nice and slowly pedal out those legs. So straight arms, and then the top of your head is coming down towards the mat. We're going to warm up with just a couple sun A's here. So when you're ready, you can look to the top of your mat. You can walk right up the center, keeping the feet together once you get there. Deep into the knees. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, arms down. Deep breath in. Arms come up overhead, and then exhale, dive it forward. Nice straight back as you come down. We're going to take 2 halfway lifts. So deep breath in, palms to the shins, lift up halfway. Really drawing that crown forward, hips back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it back into plank. Now you have 2 options. You can go through that chaturanga, push up into up dog, or you can just press it right into down dog. We're aiming for this class to be accessible for everybody. And so if you need to be a little bit more gentle, then that's okay, and that's for your body right now. And if you want a little bit more, then I'm going to show you ways that you can do a little bit more too. So you can always do that. Your practice, your yoga. So looking towards the top. Now if you want to take one big jump or one big step, you can. Or you can just walk up the center. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up tall. Arms go up overhead. Exhale them down. Deep breath in. Arm comes up. Go ahead. Dive it forward. Take 2 halfway lifts. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Again, stepping back into plank. You can do plank on your knees, or you can just go right into down dog. Whatever is for you, whatever your body needs. Once you are back in down dog, we're gonna send our right leg up first. Let it hang out there for just a couple of breaths. Maybe you work out your ankle joint. Maybe you bend your knee a little bit. And then looking to the top of your mat, you're gonna breathe in, take that knee in, set it down next to that right thumb. Go ahead and drop that back knee. Inhale, rise up through the center. From here, we're just going to breathe into that left knee or that right hip. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come into half split. So just exhaling back, inhaling forward. Last one. And then once you come back in, you can go ahead and plant that left hand on the inside of that right foot and then reach high with that right hand. If you want a little bit more, you can bring this right hand behind your head and then just cradle your head, pressing your head back into your hand and then pressing that right elbow open. So nice big stretch for that arm and your neck and your chest, turning that left lung up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and let that hand come back up. We're going to frame that front foot. Have it get on the ball of that back foot and go right back into down dog. We're just going to take that on the other side. So sending that left leg up this time. Same thing. We're going to take a couple breaths here. So if you want to roll that ankle around, if you want to bend that knee, or you can stay just nice and still, sinking that left heel or that right heel down towards the mat. Next, inhale, bring that knee to your chest, set it down next to that left thumb. We're going to set that back knee down. Inhale, rise up to the center. Exhale, let the shoulders drop down away from your ears. Deep breath in, coming into that front knee, and then exhaling all the way back. Even this is a balance. Last one, deep breath in. Really feeling that nice big stretch in that right front hip. And then coming back, planting that right hand on the inside. Same thing, you can bring your arm up high, opening up that chest, or you can cradle your head and open up that chest, that arm, that bicep. Really pressing your neck back, your head back into your hand rather. And then go ahead and let that hand come back up. We're going to frame that front foot, come up on the ball of those back toes and go right back into down dog. Go ahead and look to the top of your mat. Again, you can walk, step, or just take one big jump to the top. We're going to bring our feet together. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. I got one more flow for you guys. So deep breath in, hands come up to the top. Bring the palms together, hands to heart center. We're going to draw that right foot up. And then you can send that foot back, opening those toes on a 45 degree, coming into warrior one. So back leg is straight, and I'm pressing out through the back blade of my pinky toe. If I look on the inside of my front knee, I can see my toe. And I am trying to get my hips nice and square to the mat. So this right hip is coming forward, left hip is coming back. Arms up high, shoulders are setting down into their sockets. And then deep breath in, open up for warrior two. Same front leg, back leg, toes are facing the side. If I draw a line from my heel and the front all the way to the back, it'll line right up to the middle of that back foot. And maybe you have a shorter warrior two, totally fine. And maybe you have a longer warrior two, totally fine. Deep breath in, reach it forward. Exhale, send that arm back. Nice big open on that left side. Next breath in, we're going to straighten the front leg and bring that front hand all the way down, coming into triangle. And then top hand comes down. Bring that front foot and go right back into down dog. Same thing, looking to the top of your mat. You can walk, step, jump to the top, feet together, deep bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms down. Deep breath in, arms up, hands together at the top. Bring them down to heart center. We're going to bring our left foot up this time. And then send it back. Coming into warrior one. So my foot is down. It's on a 45, so my toes are facing that way. I'm pressing out through the blade of that pinky toe. Arms come up. I can see my big toe on the inside of that front knee. And now I'm drawing that left hip forward, right hip back. Tall spine from my tail to the crown. Deep breath in, open up, warrior two. Same thing, my tail is still tucked. Shoulders stacked over my hips. And ears over my shoulders. Deep breath in, reach it forward. Exhale, send it back. Next, deep breath in, straighten the front leg. Let that front arm come down, reaching high with that left hand. And then top hand comes down. Frame that front foot. Front foot meets the back in down dog. And now in this down dog, we're going to stay here for just a few breaths. And if you need to move, you can move. But my challenge for you is to be nice and still. So we are just going to be trying to sink those heels down towards the mat. I gotta stay on my mat. So arms are straight, top of the head coming down towards the mat. I'm pressing into the mat. My arms aren't just, I'm not dumping my weight into my arms. I'm getting my hips high, sending my weight to my back body. Taking those deep breaths. And go ahead and let your knees fall to the mat. We're going to take a deep breath in and bring our right arm forward. And then exhale, we're going to thread it underneath that left arm. Coming into thread the needle. So my Left hand is out long ahead of me, hips can be high, and I am just opening up the back of that right shoulder. The corner of my right forehead is on the mat. I'm using my breath to breathe into those tight and maybe sore places. River fountains splash joy, cooling God's city, this sacred haunt of the Most High. God lives here. The streets are safe. God at your service from the crack of dawn. Godless nations rant and rave. Kings and kingdoms threaten. But earth does anything he says. Go ahead and nice and slowly untwist from that. Deep breath in. You can bring that left hand out this time and then exhale, threading it underneath that right arm. Now getting that opening up of that left shoulder. Can you find safety in God? Ultimate safety. Can your peace for that depend on God? There's nothing else in this world that you can put that kind of trust in. And then nice and slowly you can untwist from that side. And then go ahead and let your big toes come together. You can keep your knees wide, come back into child's pose. And so you can, from here, you can go right back into down dog, and you can do that flow one more time. Taking that warrior one, the warrior two, reverse, the triangle. You can either replay, or you have the muscle memory, you can remember what we did. You can do that, or you can end your practice here. And if you are ending here, you can stay here in child's pose. You can grab a blanket if you need to, and sit on your blanket between your heels and your bottom. You can keep your arms out long, or you can send them behind you. I like to, when it's a super restorative pose, I like to bring my cheek to my mat and send my arms through my thighs and just let my hands rest on my feet. So you can let your breath come back to its natural state here if you want to. You can keep up with that deep breathing. I'm going to end us with those last few verses of Psalm 46. And it says, "Attention all, see the marvels of God. He plants flowers and trees all over the earth, bans war from pole to pole, breaks all the weapons across his knee. Step out of the traffic. Take a long, loving look at me, your high God, above politics, above everything." Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for this time. We're thankful for a chance to step out of the traffic. Lord, don't let this season, this time, this period, don't let this go by wasted for us. Help us to step out of all of the craziness so that we can take a long, loving look at you, our high God, who is above all of this. All of this. We love you and we want more of you all the time. Lord, let that be the posture of our heart, our prayer for every day. Lord, in everything, we want to feel you and know you more and more and more and more. We love you, and it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I will see you next week.